Hello, good morning. Dear viewers, I am Professor Iman Wasim Khan, and you are watching me on my YouTube channel, The National Geographic and Popular People. So today I am going to present biography of Galileo di Vincenzo Boniet di Galilei, 15 February 1564 to 8 January 1642, commonly referred as Galileo Galilei or simply Galileo, was an Italian astronomer, physicist, and engineer, sometimes described as a polymath. He was born in the city of Pisa, then part of the Duchy of Florence. Galileo has been called the father of observational astronomy, modern era classical physics, the scientific method, and modern science. Galileo studied speed and velocity, gravity and free fall, the principle of relativity, inertia, projectile motion, and also worked in applied science and technology, describing the properties of the pendulum and hydrostatic balance. He was one of the earliest Renaissance developers of the thermoscope and the inventor of various military compasses, and used the telescope for scientific observation of celestial objects. With an improved telescope he observed the star of the Milky Way, the phases of Venus, the four largest satellites of Jupiter, Saturn, rings, lunar craters, and sunspots. He also built an early microscope. Galileo championing of Copernican heliocentrism was made with opposition with the Catholic Church, and from some astronomers the matter was investigated by the was met with opposition from the Catholic Church and from some astronomers. The matter was investigated by the Roman Inquisitions in 1615, which concluded that heliocentrism was foolish, absurd, and heretical since it contradicted the Ptolemaic system. Galileo later defined his views in Dialogue concerning the two chief world systems, 1632, which appeared to attack Pope Urban VIII and thus alienated both the Pope and the Jesuits, who had both supported Galileo up until this point. He was tried. The Inquisitions found vehemently suspect of heresy and forced to recant. He spent the rest of his life under house arrest. During this time, he wrote two new sciences, 1638, primarily concerning kinematics and the strength of materials, summarizing work he had done around 40 years earlier. Now, early life and family. Galileo was born in Pisa, the part of the Duchy of Florence, Italy, on 15 February 1564, the first of six children of Vincenzo Galilei, a Latinist composer and music theorist, and Galia Emanati, Menati, who had married in 1562. Galileo became an accomplished lutenist himself and would have learned early from his father a skepticism for established authority. Three of Galileo's five siblings survived in infancy. The youngest, Michelangelo, Michael, 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 Michelangelo, or Michael Agnolo, also became a lieutenant and composer who added to Galileo's financial burden for the rest of his life. Michelangelo Michelangelo was unable to contribute his fair share of their father's promised dowries to their brothers-in-law, who would later attempt to seek legal remedies for payment due to. Michelangelo would also occasionally have to borrow funds from Galileo to support his musical endeavors and excursions. This financial burden may have contributed to Galileo's early desire to develop inventions. The financial burdens. When Galileo was 8, his family moved to Florence, but he was left under the care of Mozio Tideldi for 2 years. When Galileo was 10, he left Pisa to join his family in Florence, and there he was under the tutelage of Jacopo Borghini. He was educated particularly in logic from 1575 to 1578 in the Vallombrosa Abbey, about 30 kilometers southeast of Florence. Now, name. Galileo tended to refer to himself only by his given name. At the time, surnames were optional in Italy, and his given name had the same origin as his sometimes family name Galilei. Both his given and family name ultimately derived from an ancestor, Galileo Bonaiuti, an important physician, professor, and politician in Florence in the 15th century. Galileo Bonaiti was buried in the same church, the Basilica of Santa Croce in Florence, where about 200 years later Galilei was also buried. So dear viewers, this is biography of Galileo, who invented telescope. If you like this biography, so then please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Goodbye.